So you've probably heard the saying that knowledge is power, and I can tell you that that really is true and is something that I think many business owners should be implementing into their business, but it's only true when it's applied and used in the correct way. So let me explain what I mean, and that's what I want to talk about in today's video especially. It's just a thought I had come up about 10 minutes ago, and I thought I'd make a video out of it for today's kind of session, today's video. So knowledge is a really great thing. Understanding, first of all, your business and the fundamentals to your business. I think there's many cases out there that don't understand their business fundamentals, you know, the things that go on inside the operations, even things like the subscriptions that businesses are paying that they don't use, just things like that. It's just understanding the fundamentals, what's actually going on in your business. How is it running? How is the sales team running? How is the finance department running? All these kind of things. So first of all, understanding your business is a form of knowledge. Second of all, you have to be accepting that there's always going to be new ways and new ideas that you can use, either to your advantage or to your disadvantage. And this comes in the form of knowledge. And knowledge is power, but only when applied. So understanding that if you start reading, if you start looking up things online, and you start doing all of these things, then that's great. But if you don't take anything away from it, if you don't go away, try it in some way or apply it in some way, then it was just a waste of your time. And that's the main point I want to get in today. And this all links back to the wonderful idea and the thing I ramble about all the time on here, which is taking action. So you read a bit of knowledge, you think that could actually be used in my sales script, in my sales team, in actually making the whole business run more efficiently. That's something I could use. But you read it and then you go away and that's it. You just think, yeah, maybe I'll do that tomorrow, maybe I'll do that next week, but it never comes around to that time. And that's the thing that I wanted to mention and talk specifically about today, is when you find a new piece of information. And I think YouTube is a really great place to do that. You can find out so many different things, read about so many different topics. You have things like AI now, and just reading a book is a really great way. So for example, I'm reading Alan Sugar's book here, which is his autobiography, which I'm hoping I'm going to get a lot from, and maybe I'll be able to implement some of the things he's done into my own life, into the business I'm trying to run and grow at the moment. And so that's a form of trying to gain knowledge. Now in that book he talks about his life growing up. I'm only about 35 pages in so far, so I'm not really that far in. It's over 500 pages long, but understanding the fundamentals of how people have done it before can be a really great way, and something I'm looking to definitely develop on and get better at this year especially. Because before I'd be reading things or watching videos online, but it wasn't really related to either the business directly. It wasn't anything that was going to help me improve the business or improve my outreach, my sales calls, anything like that I'm doing at the moment to try and grow the business and get better at what it is that I do every single day. So finding new sources of information, like I said, YouTube, AI, reading are really great ways to do this. But if you're going to read that information and then just go away and never use it, never implement it, never try to get better at what it is that you're reading about, then it was a waste of time. So if you're sat there thinking, what are the new ways to improve my sales conversion rate? What are the new ways to try and get more leads, or any of these things? Look at the factors that are causing them. So what makes you have sales calls? It's the lead generation. It's the actual inbound or outbound booking systems you have in place. So understand what's going on inside of those inbound, outbound systems. How can you improve them? Can you make your offer a bit more magnetic? Can you make it look a certain way that appeals to your ICP? What are the things you can do to affect that factor? And if you don't know, then that's where the knowledge comes in. That's where you need to go away, read, watch videos, understand with AI about the topics that the business is particularly struggling in. And from here you can understand, you know what's going wrong, you have a kind of way to fix it. You know, you've watched a few videos, you've got a few ideas, but then you need to go and implement those ideas. And from those ideas, they may not be the ones you stick with for the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. they'll give you a head start, and from that idea you can then adapt, you can then iterate and make the initial method better, right? So when you're thinking about doing all of these things, you have to first have the knowledge as a base understanding, and from that, the way your business works or the way you operate it, that is where you can come in and you can start to do your own iterations based on your target ICP, based on the way you can see it running. If it's not really working that effectively, how can you tweak it so that it works better and in a way that achieves the results you're looking to get, and all those kind of things. So getting and understanding the principle of, you have to first have some base level of knowledge. So let's say I wanted to start an online advertising company that does meta ads for local businesses. Well, I first have to know how to run meta ads. So how do I do that? Well, I search up on YouTube. It's probably the best way you can. I'm sure you can read about it somewhere. There's some AI that will tell you about it, but watching YouTube videos, seeing how they go through the meta ads manager, etc., can be a real great way, and probably the best way. I'd recommend it if you're looking to know how to run ads effectively. So I have to understand how ads run first, then I can go away, start doing it, and in the niche, the sector I'm working in, I can then work out what settings work best in Meta, because the video I'm watching will probably just be a base understanding or something that applies to pretty much every company. But when you're trying to niche down and get specific, you need to know what targeting works for you, all these kind of things. So you understand the base level, and then you go and do it. And from you doing it, you see what's working, what's not working. You iterate from there. Test new ideas constantly, try and get better at it. And that is the principle of having the base knowledge first, trying it, applying it, and then iterating. And so that is one of the core things that many business owners might wait on, or they might think, actually I should just, wait till we have the exact plans and everything like that. And of course, if it's a really big operation, everything needs to be perfect, then yeah, I can understand that completely. But when you're trying to fix something like your conversion rate, or you're trying to gain more knowledge on how to run better ads in general, you actually need to test those things out. If not, you won't know that they work. Because if someone on YouTube says that if you say this thing in your sales script, you'll close far more people, and if you just take that literally, don't go away and apply it and test it for yourself, then you never know if it will actually work or not. So you have to actually try it. You have to see if these things will work, and if they do work, then that's great. And if you think of a way to improve it, try that way. If it improves it, amazing. If it doesn't, then you go back to the point where you test a new thing and try and get better at that. So don't procrastinate is what I'm trying to say here. Take the actions on the knowledge that you do have, and if you don't think you have the base understanding of the knowledge you need to accomplish or achieve a certain result you're looking to achieve, then go away and find that base knowledge, then apply it, then iterate it, and then try to get better at it. And that is the whole idea behind knowledge is definitely power, but only when applied correctly. So take a look at past big entrepreneurs, people that have been doing this kind of stuff for years, specifically in the business, in the niche, the sector that you're working in. That can be probably a really effective way to try and grow the business, try and get better at what it is that you're actually doing. Understand the knowledge of things they've done, practices they've done to try and grow their business or start their business, and apply them yourself. And I'm not saying this is a whole copy and paste idea. The idea is that you get the base knowledge, you implement it yourself. So if there's a new cold calling script that everyone says works really well, then maybe try that cold calling script. See how people respond to it. If there's something in there you can add to make the prospect laugh or open up a bit more, add that in, see if that works, and then see if you get more calls booked by the end of the cold calls. So it's all about seeing what's going on, iterating on that and improving that. But first you have to have the knowledge to know what's going on, to implement the practices, etc. So understanding your business first of all is really important. Knowing exactly what goes on inside of all of the operations that happen every single day between every client, every communication, understand how it's running. And then from there, see how you can improve those things. Can you improve your client satisfaction rate? Can you provide better customer care? Are all of these things that you can do that you're always thinking about trying to grow and expand? But if you look at the tight network of people you have inside the business right now, can you improve that to make it even stronger, so that when you do bring new clients on board, you can handle the capacity rather than feeling like you're a headless chicken and you're not too sure what you're doing. And that's something I'm definitely going to look to do, understand that everything runs smoothly without 20 extra clients a month or things like that. And then once I'm making sure that everything's running smoothly, we have a clear SOP, a clear system in place, then that's when I can look to expand, grow, etc. But that's what I'm always looking to do right now, grow and expand. And then from there, when we gain our first few clients, then we can start to implement these practices of understanding knowledge, trying to apply it, get better, iterate, improve it, and then we can tight network it and impact. But as it currently stands, I don't have any clients, and that's where I'm looking to get to, looking to document the whole journey on here. And so when it comes to that point, that we do have a few clients, I make sure everything's running smoothly, and from there we can then look to grow, systemize, make it all a bit more automated, efficient, or whatever the new ways are going to be by then. Probably something to do with AI and automation, but we still want to make sure that our client satisfaction is the best it possibly can be, and that is the main point of it all, because you wouldn't be in business without your clients or without your potential clients. So make sure you treat them with the most respect possible. And that is the video all about knowledge is power, which it definitely is, but only when it's applied, only when it's used, and then iterated on from there. So thank you very much for watching. Remember to take it one step at a time, and I will catch you in the next one.